how do I do this sustainably? How can I not just go try this for 3 months and then I'm out of money and I have to go back? Because it's not going to work. You trying to do your life's goal in 3 months is not how that works. Like, you have to do it sustained over a long period of time. So how do you create systems to allow yourself to do that, I think was the question. And building the wedding company was step one. Like, if I can create something that gives me an excuse to not go get another job and gives me a little bit of extra money, and at the time, I mean, we're reinvesting all the money back into ads, into hiring people. So I'm making basically no money out of all that money. It's just going straight back in. So contrary to popular belief, I didn't have a lot at that time. And then COVID hit and that entire business just got destroyed because it's event-based. You're right. I think people need to have some kind of a system of getting money outside of whatever their passion project is in order to fuel that long term. Yeah. Because as you know, there is no shortcuts. It takes it took 6 months to get to 1,500 subscribers, you know? Yeah. Like, how do you make sure that you can stay in the game for a long period of time, a sustained period of time? So basically, I treated that as a completely separate business, and I would take small checks from that, but I opened a new LLC. I opened a credit card in the name of this LLC. I called Arac and Associates, which I thought was funny because it was just me. And so I got a credit card with a $500 limit on it, and would use a little bit of money here and there from Spark, but yeah, it was basically starting from ground up.
Everything is listicle at the end of the day.
Interesting.
This is something that we say to our students in the YouTuber Academy. When in doubt, just think about list. Just like, what is the list of things? If you were talking to yourself from 2 years ago, what is 3 or 5 or 7? We like odd numbers. 3 or 5 or 7 things you would have wanted to know, and then just talk about those things, and that's it. An online course is a list, 3 to 5 modules. Each module has like 3-ish lessons in it. The first one is about the philosophy and the overview. The second one is about the step-by-step method. The third one is about like do's and don'ts. You've got an online course. It's a listicle. Everything is a listicle at the end of the day. So we lean very heavily into listicles.
It helps you organize your thoughts.
Yeah,
as a storyteller.
it's so good. Totally.
And then for the audience, you have to get to the end.
Yeah. The reason I like numbered lists rather than bullet points is because the numbered list forces you to organize it in a sensible way. Whereas bullet points, you can sort of organize it
all over the place.
All over the place. I just love a numbered list.
You know, if you're telling a story, you want the other person to be listening, right? You don't want them to just be like nodding, like, yeah. And so if I make a video and it has bad watch time, that's my equivalent of someone being like, nah, not like this guy.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking at you, but I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, I'm not paying attention.
Wow, that's a really powerful human visual.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I want people to enjoy my videos enough that they don't have that feeling. Right, so that's the core of it. I guess it helps that your videos do better if people watch more. But the key thing is, are they satisfied? And this is something I'm thinking of more and more, because it used to just be watch time. That's all I would think of. But now it's more like, if like potentially recapping, like if you've had a big story or a journey to get to the end, just being like, wasn't that incredible? Like, we just did that, and it was amazing that we did that, and I felt like this. Even if it's not optimized, it's this kind of human satisfaction it's building like a goodwill towards your videos. This longer term play that means that the next time someone sees one of your thumbnails, they're like, oh, I remember how I felt during the last one. I'm going to click that. It's like a metric you don't see, but you experience it in the long term.
Your videos suck. You think your videos are good, but they suck. They just do. The sooner you learn how to make great videos that people actually want to watch, the sooner you'll get views. I think is the biggest takeaway, because like when I was 14, I thought my videos were the best in the world. They weren't. They're terrible. Many people are making way better videos than me, but I didn't think that. And I think, to be successful, you kind of have to have a little bit of that ego where you're like, my content's great. You got to believe in it, but also like, if you have sub 1,000 subscribers, like there's a good probability your videos just suck. They just do. And you need to make hundreds of videos or 100 videos. I don't know, it depends on the difficulty of your videos. Improve something every time and just like get to the point where they don't. Because like I very rarely like see someone, sorry, there's a fly in here, that's like making great level videos consistently, time and time again, year in, year out, and they don't take off. Like, it's very rare. Like, usually, I don't know, like the videos are just boring, or the ideas are repetitive, or it's something we've seen before, but like, I don't know, like name one person who's doing original ideas, giving it his all, like they're very well edited, great story, great retention, great pacing, boom, 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 consistently week after week for 2 years that didn't blow up. Like, I don't know, in my opinion, it's pretty hard to find, and so just that, like when you make good content, you'll blow up. It's not the algorithm, it's not anything. It's just like most me and most people who are in my position, you just make terrible videos. And that's okay, because you got to make a bunch of videos and improve over time to be great. Like, you don't just pick up a baseball and become an MLB level athlete within a year. You know, it takes many, many, many years, and YouTube's kind of the same way.
You have to believe in yourself, because that fire and that passion, I read this analogy somewhere where you have this burning passion to do something, and it doesn't matter what it is so long as you believe in it. And that burning passion will start to catch fire, and the fire grows bigger and bigger until other people around you start to notice that guy's on fire. They want to find out what it's about, and they'll either be like, oh, he's gonna burn himself to the ground, or they're like, holy crap, he's onto something. And you see, this small belief, this one person believing in yourself is all it takes to start snowballing down to this incredible plateau of something that you can create out of nothing. And I'm so proud to have you guys at my back, to be able to do this and do charity live streams and be able to help the world in ways I never thought possible. So if you have the question in your mind, how do you become successful at anything at all? You have to start by believing in yourself.
I know I'm not a personality, so my words are what carries the story and how I make someone care about something. Because the way I almost think about the content I make, someone clicks that thumbnail and people are just, in general, people are just so arrogant, you know? Like, I just think people are arrogant. They're like, I know this, you know? I know how Mr. Beast grew. It's all about money and giveaways, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the average person always thinks that. So like, I just think, okay, when they click this video, I'm trying to get that person, the person who's there saying, yeah, I know this all, to suddenly go, oh wait, this sounds interesting. So to be like, you know, if I have language that's like, what did he discover in May of 2013? You know, instantly you're like, well, what is it he discovered? You know, as opposed to saying, Mr. Beast is a genius, he's so smart, here's some things he did, you know? Like, thinking about that intriguing language is the biggest priority for me. So that's what I'm spending all that time on.
What's your best intro that you've done to date? Or best hook line?
I think it actually might be my first Mr. Beast video, because
Do you remember the line?
it basically it showed like a goofy video of Jimmy.
Yeah.
And it said like, if I told you this guy was a YouTube genius, you'd probably laugh in my face. That was the first line. And it's kind of genius, because you look at the time, Jimmy wasn't considered this like super obsessive genius as much as he is now. So like, saying that, like, I knew people would click on that video and go like, look at this kid just throwing away money.
Yeah.
He's crazy. So I played into that, and then I kind of made them feel, oh wait, but there's more to this story.
Any person worth their weight like needs to be challenged in life. Otherwise, what's the point of waking up every day?
Yeah.
You know all the stories about like the guy who busted his ass his whole life and then retired, and 5 years later was dead because he just like couldn't handle being bored. You know, my muse in life was my grandmother, who like fell in love with tap dancing when she was 8.
Oh yes,
And had a tap dance studio until she was 92 years old.
Right.
She fucking loved it. This woman worked 40 hours a week on her feet till she was 92. That's my dream.
Yeah.
And for me, with making movies or videos or whatever you want to characterize what I do as, is like, it's sort of my sense of purpose. And I think if that were to go away because I want to sleep more, run more, do something like that, I think I'd feel like a bit of a shell of a human being.